Sometimes during the course of a live stream, you have to deviate a little bit to accommodate breaking news. And while it might not be directly related to games, well, we had some in this particular clip, and it's something I think almost everybody will be interested in. And that something is Marvel. Let's take a look at it on That Game Place.
Just so you know, the MCU was a thing, and it might not be anymore. This exclusively from the Hollywood Reporter, but now we're talking about it here. Now that you are hearing it from Hollywood Reporter, we can
semi-exclusively from That Game Place.
That's right. Marvel shocker, Russo Brothers in talks to direct next 2 Avengers movies exclusive, just when you and the Russos themselves, quite frankly, I love the stink on that one.
Real.
Thought they were out. Kevin Feige is pulling them back in by Boris Kitt and Aaron Couch. There they are. I don't know if you guys know this, but these guys, they're not very well known. They are directors of an old show called Arrested Development. I hope they go somewhere.
Well, they also did a really good recent movie, or not a good one. I'm just saying a recent movie. It's called The Gray Man. You know, they're coming up. They're getting their chops ready again.
Yeah, I saw the first half of Gray Man, and I thought, this is not bad. Not horrible.
Fine. Yeah.
Joe and Anthony Russo are assembling a team once again. The Russo brothers are in early talks. Okay, so they're not returning, but they're in early talks. To return to Marvel Studios to direct not just one, but the next 2 Avengers movies, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. The hiring ends a months-long high-stakes search by the studio for filmmakers to oversee the 5th and 6th Avengers movie. Multiple names were in contention, including Sean Levy, who is, of course, directing Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's see. Sources say the talks are in early stages. Well, then I would question your headline. Maybe that gives us permission to say it exactly the way that Hollywood Reporter would. The move also marks a homecoming for the Russos. We know what movies they've worked on, but okay, there's my little bit there about Arrested Development. Obviously, they did Community, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame, and Endgame. Let's see, combined their Marvel films grossed $6.7 billion, with Endgame standing as the number 2 movie of all time globally with $2.8 billion.
So they've made more money just themselves than all of Star Wars since Kathleen Kennedy.
Star Wars.
Wow.
But Space Dave, Star Wars hasn't made any money back yet.
That's what I'm implying too. If you do the math, it's like the reverse of that. It's like minus $6 billion probably at this point.
It's insane. Just insanity.
So culture was not prepared to do this, and I'm being a little bit I thank you all for your indulgence. Everyone on this panel is, of course, qualified to talk about this.
I appreciate it.
I'm here for this. Yeah.
Why do you think it is? What's the situation at Marvel that has led them back, let's say, out of the MCU back into the group of white guys that is going to be directing the next 2 Avengers movies?
It's DEI, right? They want more DEI. Is that why? Right?
No.
They're so desperate. This is so insane.
Is it the greenbacks, the Benjamins?
I think it's all about the Benjamins. Yeah, I think Space Dave, you hit it. Yeah, and I think it's very telling that they go back to the people who have given them the most financial success. It makes a lot of sense. And the Russos had said some unfavorable things on their way out the door, thinking they were never going to return, stating they were never going to return. So to me, not only is this surprising, it's telling. And we've been talking about the fact that in entertainment, whatever it is, games, whatnot, the things that are being celebrated are the things that don't have the messaging in it and all the other garbage that we've been subjected to. I think the pendulum has just taken a very dramatic swing back the other way. And I think that we're going to start to see that.
Hallelujah.
Well, I just want to point out 2 of the films that are. I mean, let's go for the 3 for here. First of all, Endgame, obviously the biggest film in the history of the MCU. I feel like that one was a little rushed, still, despite everything they did to get there. The most MCU film that you could ever have in the pinnacle of the MCU, in my opinion, when you're talking about all this cosmic stuff. Shockingly mature, in my opinion. Infinity War is a miracle of filmmaking that ever even happened. And then, of course, Captain America: Winter Soldier, which is it's barely a superhero film. It is the closest to not being a superhero film of any of the more recent. I say more recent. It's obviously phase 2 there.
It's like a decade old, yeah.
And it captures Captain America's character too. I thought, like past Captain America was Steve Rogers, right? It told his story a bit better.
Right, adding that flip side there of the young innocent man and the old somehow still innocent man, and merging. It's one of the rare sequel that improves the original too. Oh man, they just did such a fantastic job with it. The next thing that I will be looking for, and we're not going to be talking about this for a super long time here because we do want to get back to games, but I want to make sure that everybody has the chance to comment here. The next 2 names that I would be looking for is Marcus and McFeely, because Michael Waldron, otherwise known as the Rick and Morty guy, he's out on Avengers. If they are really bringing the band back together, Marcus and McFeely are the ones that they have to bring in if they want to bring in that old school magic. It won't matter to me if they bring back the actors if they can bring in Marcus and McFeely.
What's your thought on Feige coming back as well? You think he'll
Well, he's there. He's technically there. Yeah. I wonder. Does anyone want to talk about the Marvel TV fiascos that have been going on here? Okay, so I don't know if you heard this, Marvin, but are you keeping up with the show? The Russo brothers are coming back to direct Avengers 5 and 6.
Yes, I have heard of this, and I am cautiously optimistic about it. Is it a step in the right direction? Absolutely. But then again, we all thought Russell T Davies coming back to Doctor Who was a great thing too. So let's all manage our expectations, and maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
I agree. I'm worried the mind virus has, passed on to these guys, which, I'm worried too. But I hope, along with worry, concern.
I just realized. Oh, go ahead, Marvin, and then
the one thing that I've often heard people say is that Kevin Feige gets a lot of credit for forging the Marvel universe and making it good in the Infinity Saga, but in actuality, a lot of the good stuff came from Jon Favreau and Joss Whedon and the Russos. So it looks like we're getting part of that piece of the puzzle back, and hopefully moving forward in a good, positive direction. But with this Avengers lineup, I mean, make me care about it, please.
Yeah,
they are. That's why they're bringing back RDJ. Aren't you so excited for the desperate member berries that we're about to get? If the rumors are true, there's going to be 80 characters across these movies from everything. Everybody's going to have 2 lines, and then it's made for the TikTok generation.
Tony Stark,
I'm Captain America.
I know for a fact that Spencer has read the Kevin Feige totally didn't write it himself autobiography that came out a little while ago. Yeah. Spencer, you want to talk about the Kevin Feige situation at Marvel?
No, why don't you take the lead, because I don't know exactly where you want to go with this one, and I could go 4,000 places. So you start us off, and then I'll jump with you.
All right. So basically, there's this book called Rise or Reign or something that's one word and letter R that is about the rise of Marvel Studios, or it's reversed. It's either Rise, the Reign of Marvel Studios, or Reign, the Rise of Marvel Studios. It doesn't matter.
It's one of those two. Yeah.
But these 3 reporters did a book, and in the level of access that they had, and the fact that they were making statements in this book that had to be cleared by Disney legal, means that there is no way they did this without Kevin Feige's explicit approval. Everything that happens in this pretty long book for someone of
it's actually pretty thick.
Yeah, every situation that is bad in the MCU is something that Kevin Feige came along and fixed. And everyone who does something bad is someone that was getting in the way of Kevin Feige.
It was all, let me guess. It was all Ike Perlmutter. It was all Victoria Alonso.
Super chat.
We have a super chat that actually
super chat says it.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Aaron Glendening for $5. And the Marvel TV failures are clearly due to Perlmutter. Obviously, the Chapek of the MCU. I don't know if I'm reading sarcasm into that or not.
That's sarcasm. That's
I was going to say.
I'm going to give our viewers the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Well, I've seen enough of Aaron Glendening's comments to say that I think he knows what's going on here. So that's beautiful. Okay. Do we have anything else we want to? Well, let me just make sure that I'm not missing any super chats here, but Jacob Myers for $10. Since we're talking about Marvel, any thoughts about Marvel Rivals? Okay, we're going to come back to this one after we get this out of the way. It'll be our segue back to the appropriate topic for this channel.
Thank you.
Anybody have any comments before we move past this breaking news?
Well, I just think that if Robert Downey Jr. does come back, he's going to come in and he's going to be like, man, I suck. This Riri Williams girl is so much better than me. And then he's going to die again.
I hate to say that you're probably correct.
Chris Evans walks in and is like, man, I suck. Man, Sam, you're such a better Captain America than me. All right, bye, everyone.
Again, it comes back to what we said earlier about D&D. Like, there's been a rot, and it's very hard if anyone's that's ever dealt with, let's say, mold, it's hard to get rid of, right? Like, if you don't go down to the source, if you don't get to the source of the problem and deal with it and replace it, basically, if you don't, and that's a hint there, replace it, you're still like, who's still in charge of all this? Bob Iger, right? He's been check marking. I mean, he can take all the success and all the failures in one fell sweep right here. And his direction with this Disney in general is not a Star Wars. Just makes me think, well, I mean, you guys sat through that abomination last night.
My.
Right?
Oh,
so
yes, we did.
If you actually think there's
hope
for Marvel,
worth it, though.
If you actually think you think there's hope for Marvel, I want to give you a hug like I would a little 3-year-old and say, that's nice, because the evidence is too strong to me personally. And I'm not trying to be a cynic. I'm just being a realist at this point. What have we seen time and time and time again? I mean, why would they suddenly change their minds is my question to you. It seems like a, what's the term when you're fooling somebody or, anyways, it's not coming to my mind. I apologize, but it's just, right. It feels like, sorry?
No, go ahead.
Fine. It'll come to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come to me. I apologize. So a bait and switch. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bait and switch is what we've got going on here, right? Because how many times do we see, they want to give us hope so the kids will buy the merch again and want to watch the Disney Plus shows and all this stuff. And they'll, because we're going to get great Avengers again. Yeah, Daddy, give me the toys and stuff again. But at the end of the day, it's bait and switch. Here's a poopy sandwich for you. That's what you get instead.
That's what keeps coming
exactly.
to mind.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And it's
they brought back Davies and they said, oh, look, Tennant's back. He's going to lead in the next Doctor.
Yeah.
And the mind virus had infected them both on a level that no one could comprehend. Yeah.
And they literally made him gay and then had him leave the show.
Yeah, I love that actor. I love him.
Did I hear that I missed the D&D conversation?
You did.
Yes, you did.
Thank goodness. Oh, thank God. There's nothing in this world that I hate more than Dungeons and Dragons. You have no idea. Like, I hate it with the red hot intensity of 1,000 suns.
Thank you for being here to take some of the.
No, I got exposed to it in current day by people who just made me hate it. So I've always said the right person might come along someday to make me actually like it, but as it stands right now,
that's good to know. It's amazing how you made that sound without
$500 donation limit. We'll make Martin play a campaign.
Oh no!
Fantastic.
You've just watched a clip from a recent That Game Plays Live, and we do this stream every single week on Wednesdays between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern. It's always a lot of fun. We always have breaking news, just like what we covered there, and a lot of great stories on the side as well. Things we just couldn't get to through the week with videos, so you benefit from that. Come and check us out. Oh, and as always, game on.